As you know that everybody has been talking about this the police officer that has been pointed out by witnesses that he's a part of a gang and stuff like that. But I wanted to know, no constable cannot be a part or leader of any gang in the police force and been operating for so many years. There has to be somebody behind him. You understand? Behind all of them, even the civilian. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown about some cops years ago. You understand? Because I'm going to show you who are the real gang leaders in the police force. Because these people, they have immunity because of political affiliations. You have to just understand how this thing operates. You understand? So 4 cops, an ex-cop, ex-policeman, freed of extortion charges. Welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We are an experienced and certified detective of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It's about to educate you with facts and not propaganda or hyperbole for the government or its minions. I hate criminals with a passion and their supporters. A criminal does not mean, in the layman's term, it has to be somebody who is convicted of a crime. A criminal is someone who is indulging in crime, depriving others of their rights, their human rights, their property, and most of the time their lives. Those are the people that I label criminals. You don't have to be convicted of a crime. You understand? Once you're committing felony, you're a criminal to me. I am not using what the law says. I am, as a layman and growing up and what I have been taught. You understand? I do believe that every criminal should live in fear for their lives and not their law-abiding citizens. The law-abiding citizens must feel protected, safe, and enjoying their homes, free from harassment, threats, coercion, or intimidation from gun-toting thugs. Yes, I do believe and I support preemptive strike against criminals wherever they are within the borders of Jamaica. I know criminals should feel safe after committing crimes. Yes, it's just like the United States of America. You understand? The United States of America do not pet or powder terrorists. They use preemptive strike. If they cannot be caught, the United States of America use drone and kill them. You cannot treat these people as normal people. People who are terrorists are not normal human beings. So we cannot have those people in our midst and treat them as if they are normal human beings. You understand? Especially killing another person. Some people and organizations would call these extrajudicial killing, which is misleading because they've been using this term extrajudicial killing. What is extrajudicial killing? What they want to say that somebody who kills many of our citizens, unarmed citizens, and when they are caught and they try to kill the police officers or members of the security force and they defend themselves, you're calling it extrajudicial. So you're calling it extrajudicial killing. We do not buy that. That is just nonsense. You understand? Garbage. That is nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? We are in the 21st century. We are in the 21st century. It is not classified the same because we are not dealing with criminals. These people are terrorists, and terrorists are terrorists and must be treated differently. So 4 police officers and a former police officer and a former colleague who was in October 2005 arrested and charged with attempting to extort US $2.5 million from a Kingston businessman, Marvin Young, WONG, were all freed when they appeared in the Alpha Tree Resident Magistrate Court. Resident Magistrate Judith Pusey dismissed the cases in upholding a no-case submission made by the men's attorney on May 8, 2007. The judge ruled that the conspiracy to defraud charges laid against each of the men, ex-cop Grant Vickers and Constables Omar Francis of Motorized Patrol Unit, Kevin Thompson and Clarence Ducille of Denantown Police Station, and District Constable Ainsworth Williams B. Trapp. I am not calling on these men to answer the charges against them, Pusey said. I do not feel satisfied that a jury properly advised could convict them, she said. Pusey said she had difficulty believing the testimony of the significant Crown witness and the evidence that placed each of the men at the scene during the arrest by the police. Many little things do not add up when you put them all together, said the magistrate. The prosecution, led by Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions Tara Reid, alleged that the policemen and ex-cop conspired to extort $2.5 million US from Mr. Wong between January 17 and January 28, 2003. The defense attorney for the men maintained on May 8 that the Crown had failed to satisfy the conspiracy charges against their clients because only one witness made allegation of extortion and conspiracy, and that the testimony of the other witnesses never corroborated these. The lawyers also maintained that the witness contradicted himself on many occasions during the trial. Following the no-case submission on May 8, Constable Dave Austin, who was initially charged along with the 5 and who is assigned to the K9 division, was released by Pusey. His attorney, Peter Champagne, argued that Austin was arrested and charged because he was in the company of the other cops when they were arrested. Why, that is so unfortunate for Constable Austin. You know, imagine you see a colleague them just in uniform and stuff like that, and you stop, have a chit chat with them, and next thing you end up at jail. Sometimes it's all have to do with company, but the arresting officers should have taken into account what Constable Austin has said. But that these people at the corruption branch, they don't care, they destroy a lot of police officers' life. You understand? Guilty by association. Poor Constable Austin didn't even know what was going on. And that prosecution witnesses never identify him during identification parades in the matter. So, no, honestly, so a case like this, this man was arrested and charged because Constable Austin was not pointed out on any identification parade. Why arresting him then? That is just evil, you understand? That is evil in a nutshell. That's wickedness, man. You understand? And then these police officers like Leon Cooney, who is dead, they're talking about, don't talk ill about the dead. No, man, the dead is accountable for his action. You understand? Well, Renita Robertson, Queen's Counsel, represented Vickers and Ducille, Francis and Williams, were represented by Linton Walters and Thompson by Tom Tavares Swinson. So that are some big heavyweight lawyer that when you talk about big time lawyer, you're talking about Tom Tavares Swinson and Valenita Robertson. Those are the best attorneys at law, you understand? You can't find them better. So, it's the same story we continue. Teflon Don, Superintendent of Police at the time, Harry Bungles Daly, is a man who has been very successful in being the man behind the scenes in getting police officers to do corrupt things. One of these police officers who was arrested and charged, he had spoken about his arrest and he pointed finger at Harry Bungles that he is the man who is the mastermind behind it. You understand? So that's what they were doing. So, you know, he's the one that was pulling the string behind. But you know that they have to just suck it up because they cannot come out, you know, and say, boy, it's Bungles thing, you know, because they know what will happen. You understand? So Bungles was the man who was behind the scene getting the police officers to do corrupt things. When they get caught, they suck it up and have to face the case all by themselves. Guess what? We have seen police officers arrested and charged for minor offenses, and they were acquitted and lost their jobs. A lot of police officers have lost their job in Jamaica, you know, because they were arrested and charged for some form of corruption. You understand? So, you know, that's how it is. You have to have connection. Harry Bungles Dailies was arrested and charged 3 times for rape, extortion and other crimes, and he was able to return to his job without any problem. One time, one thing with men like him, Harry Bungles, is that he has no loyalty to anyone and only to himself. Harry Bungles Daily often use young police officers and spit them out like bubblegum. Yeah man, Bungles have no loyalty when they come on to anyone. I used to work with this man, you know. So you have to, if you are stupid, you know, you will get caught up in his palm and he will let you do all kind of things, and then you end up in prison, or, you know, you get you killed or something like that. So here is a killing by gunmen, murder Corporal Lincoln Parker, who was a member of the Klansman gang and Special Anti-Crime Task Force. So here he was a policeman who was born and raised in De La Vega City, and he was a police officer, you know, active in the Klansman gang, and he was, you know, Harry Bungles twice. He's the one that would collect money from the gang, and he would, you know, hand over same to him. So he knew all of Harry Bungles speaking. However, they fall out. So, you know, Parker, being born and raised in De La Vega City, feel comfortable. You understand? But I'm tired of telling young police officer that not because you're from a community, once you become a police officer, you become their enemies, because most of Jamaican people have criminal minds and they're more sympathetic to criminals and they have a deep-seated hatred for police officers. However, Constable Parker, you know, feeling that because he's from there, he was at a dance in De La Vega City in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. A close confidant of Bungles was killed. That means it was Constable Parker who was killed. And it is rumored, allegedly, that Bungles, that he was behind the killing of the police officer. Imagine, you know, a superintendent of police and a corporal who they go way back, you know, in terms of being involved in criminal activity, and they had a falling out, and the police, the superintendent, was able to influence it, allegedly, to get 2 men to kill this police officer. I don't know how true it is, but it is rumored that he is behind the killing of this man. You understand? Everybody in the police force knew at the time that Bungles was the man who was behind the killing of Corporal Parker, because he was Bungles' right-hand man, and they had some falling out. So at the time, Corporal Lincoln Parker was the 7th member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force killed that year, and the 2nd in a week. So on Saturday, May 27, that was my squad, you know, Detective Sergeant Desmond Carter was shot and killed in some city here, Spanish Town, St. Catherine. And guess what? The same gang member that killed Corporal Parker, they are the same people who killed my squad, Detective Sergeant Desmond Carter. You know, Carter wasn't a handsome fella, but may his soul rest in peace. I saw him about 2 weeks, 2 weeks before I returned back here to the States. The Constabulary Communication Network reported that a 25-year-old constable was also at the dance, was shot. Corporal Parker was shot several times by 2 men about 3:30 a.m. whilst he was standing near a utility pole along 6th Way, where the dance was in the Della Splash dance was in progress. The men reportedly walked away, leaving Corporal Parker with his 9mm pistol. The police said they found more than 20 spent shells at the scene. So that was an overkill, you know. You understand? So he was standing there and these men just walked up behind him because he knew them, you know, so he felt comfortable with them. But you understand? But what these police officers do not know, not because you're from a community that is violent and you're a police officer and know that you are aiding and abetting these people in their crimes, mean that you are their friends. You're a police officer. You are still seen as an enemy to them. You understand? So that goes to show, you know, these people are stupid. So that's how he lost his life. The finding of the Gleaner, Bill Johns, the poll published that same week might provide an insight of the Jamaican people's psyche. 32% of the persons polled said that they would not help the police, meaning give them information if they witness a crime. 42% did not trust the police and felt that the police would reveal their names, while 29% did not want to lose their lives. And the reason why the 42% of the people in De La Vega City did not want to help the police, or they did not trust the police, it is because, you know, they know that high-ranking police officer from St. Catherine North at Spanish Town Police Station were affiliated, close affiliation with the Klansman gang. So they know that, you know, if they reveal the names of the killers, they know what time it is, you know, because the killers are going to know who is the witness, and then that's the end of it for these people. You understand? So the people do not trust the police. Some murders are committed without eyewitness, while others, like Lincoln Parker's, that's a police officer, are done in full and clear view of persons present. What provided young men the courage to walk up to a police officer and shoot him several times at a dance on a public roadway? Are these murderers relying on the belief that witnesses are afraid to see it not as their business, or believe that the police are corrupt? But I think that the people believe that the police are corrupt, you know, because they know the police officers who were at Spanish Town Police Station at the time, who were affiliated with the Klansman gang, who were giving them support, information, telling them about raid investigation and witness who die. And we're not talking about the little constable or the corporal. We're talking about gazette officers who are making millions per week from these men extorting the business community in Spanish Town. And some of these police officers, they are even from St. Catherine too. They are part of the St. Catherine community. You understand? So, you know, it goes to show you that there has been criminals in the police force and gang leaders. So, you know, I'll just give you two incidents in which the superintendent, Harry Bungus Daly, name being called in criminal activity and associate. So, even the killing of a police officer. It is just been rumored, it is allegedly. But you know, in Jamaica, they say if it not goes so, it go near so. So for his name to be called after that policeman was killed, even the policeman family in De La Vega City, and even some of his colleagues at Special Anti-Crime, they were pointing finger right back at the superintendent of police. Because these people are connected, you know, big time, you know. Police officers are connected big time to criminals. So that is what happened. And it's really sad. So, you know, Teflon Dan police officer Harry Bungus Daly is rumored to be a supporter of the Klansman gang. So is Andre Blackman Bryan is going to flip on Harry Bungus Daly about the killing of the witness of the JUTC chairman Douglas Chambers. Bungus not supposed to be feeling comfortable if the PMP LGBTQ plus judge, Mr. Justice Bryce Sykes, OJ CD find Andre Blackman guilty, in which I am leaning more to an acquittal because the judge is more about the party than the laws of Jamaica. You have to understand that Jamaica is a PMP country, so don't be surprised if Andre Blackman is acquitted, because if he's not acquitted and he decides that he's going to flip and he's going to talk what happened, you're going to hear some prominent police officers and politician name called with the Klansman gang and doing things with them. But let's see what is going to happen. You know that all the police officers who are involved with these people, they are not supposed to be feeling comfortable right now, because criminals, one thing with criminals, some of them, they will suck it up like Tesha Miller, but Tesha Miller is just waiting on his appeal again, and he's gonna win his appeal, because that's how it is. Once you're a big time PMP criminal in Jamaica, you understand, the chances of you go to prison or stay in prison, or especially at that, is very slim to none, because these boys, they have ties outside, and the judges, they will get a PH from the criminals' friends, because some of these lawyers and the judges, they went to school together, they are friends, but they're not, you want to believe in money. Is money run things in Jamaica, and all money have to do is just change hands. So let's see what's happened with Andre Blackman case. But Bungles, I'm telling you, man, it is really, really sad. If his conscience, wake up and he really, really behind the killing of this young policeman, because they have a falling out. It's sad. But for a superintendent of police actively was serving at the time, is rumored to be involved in the killing of one of his colleagues. That he is responsible for getting men from De La Vega City to kill this man who was born and raised in the community. Why, that is breathtaking, mind-boggling. As a police superintendent, you could arrive at that frame of mind, that you wanted your colleague, someone who was close to you, that you treated as a son, and because you have a falling out, that you let people kill him. You have to have somebody, you must be somebody who have no conscience, man. So a person like that, they will kill anybody just to stay ahead in anything that they are doing. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Remember to like and share. And the more likes, it's the more the video gets to circulate. And remember that this channel is not about reading news. It's about education. It's about facts. Not hyperbole or propaganda. We are telling you what it is, based on our experience, what we have known serving in the Jamaican Constabulary Force. Have yourself a blessed day. Peace.